Shirley, or Kayak here. I love gnomes, but these can be a little tricky, or at least the hats can be. First, gather your supplies. You'll need some pine cones. I like the longer, more slender ones for this project, and some white paint and a small brush. I recommend acrylic and a brush that is 1/2 to 1 inch wide. Be sure to have newspaper handy or something to work on that will catch the paint. You will also need some scrap paper for the pattern for the hat. Craft paper and cardstock work well. Remember the felt or the other fabric for the hat, scissors, and white glue or a glue gun. For the nose, I used a wooden bead, but a plastic bead or a small pom-pom would work as well. Lay out your supplies on a good size, clean work surface, and you're ready to begin. Prepping the pine cones is a first step. Leave the stem, but remove about 1 inch of the petals or scaly pieces from the stem end down. Removing these will make it easier to fit the hat. After you have plucked your pine cones, they are ready for paint. Set up your painting area on newspaper just in case. Now paint the top side of the remaining petals. No need to paint the underside. Then set your pine cones aside to dry. Now it's time for the tricky part, the hat. If you're a skilled crafter, then this will be a snap, but I am not, so it took some extra time for me. Think about how tall you would like the hat to be. Mine is about 9 inches. Sheets of craft paper are often 9 inches wide, so they work well for this project. Take a sheet and fold one corner over to the far side. Now on the folded side, measure 9 inches or the width of the paper from the point and make a mark. Draw an arc from that mark across the paper. It should look like the top of a rounded ice cream cone. Now cut along that arc. When you open the paper, you should have 1/4 of a circle. You can now play with this smaller piece of paper and roll different variations of an ice cream cone hat. Depending on the size of your gnome, you will likely to be able to cut out another slice of the pie from the circle. Be sure to take into consideration the different head widths of your pine cones. Because of the variation in size, I recommend waiting to cut the fabric for the hats until the pine cones are dry and ready for their fitting. Once you find a good size or multiple sizes, make a template for each. Next, cut your fabric and fit to the pine cone. Then remove and glue your cone hat together and set aside to dry. Once dry, set it on the head, the stem end of your pine cone, and adjust. Now figure out where the nose should go and glue the bead or pom-pom into place. Again, let the glue dry thoroughly. When your creations are complete, please take photos of them on the move and share them on our Facebook page.